You are no doubt aware that creating high-quality content is a critical part of generating traffic and building your online business. But even the thought of having to create content that others would find interesting leaves most small business owners with a headache. And a major problem is that finding and then creating content on a regular basis takes time, effort, energy, resources, and certainly knowledge. So in this short video, I'd like to share with you how you can create incredible content for your business niche fast. My content creation strategy enables you to present good, solid content to your audience, whether you're an expert in your field or just beginning your business. I'll also show you the 3 types of content you should work on creating each week. When it comes to creating content, you really have 2 options. Option 1 is to take the time and effort to become a world-leading expert in a particular area of expertise. However, the only downside to this is that it typically takes in the order of 10,000 hours of painstaking work to reach this level of expertise. Thankfully, there's a much quicker and easier way. Option 2 is to become a commentator in your business niche. A well-informed commentator is someone who reviews, summarizes, and comments on the most relevant information in a particular niche. You see, the reality is that traffic flows to wherever value is provided. So even if you don't have expertise in your business niche yet, you can still create incredible value for your audience by curating content created by others and adding your own commentary. In other words, you become the source people go to when they want the most relevant information in your niche. And you're probably thinking, well, that sounds great, but how do I become a well-informed commentator? I'm still limited on time. Well, this is where my content creation strategy works perfectly. My content creation strategy is made up of 3 components. The first is input channels. Those are leading websites, blogs, and YouTube channels in your business niche. The second component is the content creation strategy itself, where you actually capture the most relevant and important information. And I use an RSS reader for this, where RSS stands for Really Simple Syndication, but don't worry about the technical terms. It's really easy to set up and run. And the third component is your output channels, where you will publish your own content as an informed commentator in your niche. So let's now take a look at an example, and this is Will. Will recently started his own landscaping company and now wants to develop an effective internet presence, but it's going to be some time before Will be considered an expert in the landscaping space. So Will begins his content creation strategy. First, he identifies all his favorite landscaping related websites, YouTube channels, and blogs. Will then enters these input channels into his RSS feeder. The RSS reader Will chooses is Feedly. Now instead of having to constantly check all his different input channels, Will can simply check Feedly and easily stay current with everything happening in the landscaping niche. Then when it comes to creating his own content, Will has a fantastic source of material to refer to and then share the most relevant content with his audience. In working with his content creation strategy, there are 3 different types of content that Will create for his audience. The first type of content is direct referrals. This might be a tweet or a quick Facebook post saying something like, I just found this great resource on drip irrigation. You can check it out here, and provide a direct link to the article Will discovered in Feedly. The second type of content is curated referrals. This is where Will writes a longer Facebook post to summarize or comment on an article or video and then includes a link to the original content. And the third type of content is inspired content. This is where Will creates his own article or blog post based on some of the ideas and content that he's been reading about on Feedly. Now, just to be clear, this is not copying somebody else's article. Rather, it is using a number of other articles as inspiration to create his own material. As the old saying goes, if you take inspiration from one article, it's plagiarism. But if you take inspiration from 10 articles, that's research. So each week, Will simply checks Feedly and stays current on everything in the landscaping niche. Will then creates direct referral content, curated referral content, and inspired content to populate his own Twitter account, Facebook page, and YouTube channel. And here's a pro tip. One of the most useful tools you can have in your bag of tricks as a commentator in your niche is called Buffer. Buffer allows you to schedule tweets, Facebook posts, LinkedIn articles, and even Pinterest posts. This means instead of trying to schedule a special time to create content every day, Will set aside a block of time to create a week's worth of content and use Buffer to automatically schedule and publish that content over the entire week. So just to recap, you now know the quickest and easiest way to create valuable content in any niche to become a well-informed commentator. And you've also seen how to set up your own content creation strategy of never-ending content using an RSS reader like Feedly to become an instant authority in your niche. And you know that there are 3 types of content you should be creating every week for your audience, and those are direct referrals, curated referrals, and your own inspired content.